Hello YouTube, Ari here from the channel Arvion. Today I'm going to teach you how to play High Halls from the game Hollow Knight Silksong. This is how the song goes here. Actually, you'll notice that it's not in the correct key. It originally sounds like this. But I have it transposed for this arrangement. I will teach you how to play through bar 12. The rest of it you'll have to get through my Patreon because that's how I make money. Let's get right into it. First bar here, these 4 bars. Let's focus on this for right now. It goes like this. So that's pretty simple. You're in this shape here. Just have your 2 and 3. I'll probably have my hand up here the entire time, just so you can see. That's a pretty simple shape. You're like doing A minor, but without that part there. Now you switch to 1 and 4, but you're doing a bar. You're mostly putting the pressure on the top 4 strings, so don't worry about the pressure too much when you're doing the 2s there. But when you get to the 1, you might want to like put more pressure onto the bar. Watching the way my body is moving should help you figure out the muscle movements too. Alright, so now you're here. What you want to do is go ahead and put your 4 in place and come off, like the pressure release on all of that, and then quickly bring 3 up here. So you only have these 2 fingers down, but then you come off of 4. Then you come off completely once you get to the midsection there. This is pretty simple too, just 4, 1, 3 here. Don't try to put them all down at the same time. I try to do it one after another there. Now we're back to the beginning. So you're doing that again. But this time, instead of going to this as the bass, you go to this as the bass. So it's a bit of a different right hand movement. I forgot to keep my hand there. So yeah, those 4 bars. Let me see if there's anything weird I'm doing with the right hand. Make sure to keep your hand in a fist shape. You don't want that pinky going out. Try to keep it near. So the important thing here is the first high note is with your ring finger. Let's call that P-I-M-A. Let's call that A. Ring finger is A. You're starting that with A, and then thumb. And then middle finger and pointer finger, so P-I-M and I. M and I there. And then you're kind of repeating that pattern, and that's what I found to be the best way to go through this. Alright, moving on. Next 4 measures. So here, you're bringing in a harmonic, and you're changing the way you're doing this. So instead of using 2 fingers here, coming out of it from measure 4 there, from this position you want to do that. Take everything off and kind of bend the first joint in your finger there, so that you have like a slight bar on the strings D and G. And make sure you're not accidentally buzzing the high E string. So you're like, so you can accomplish that chord there. Here, that's what it looks like. And the reason you want that is because the harmonic and the ringing out of the high E string sort of gets you into position. So put your 3rd finger on the 4th fret on the G string here. And you have like a... Yeah, so let me actually take a step back, explain this a little more. So coming in from the 4th fret, now you're doing... But like, also, you want to be like, you want to have your arm in really close to like if you're back here, it'll be really weird to move to where you need to be to hit the harmonic here, the artificial harmonic from the 4th fret. I'm like I'm in like the classical guitar position here, standing upright. But as soon as I go here, I'm sort of bending down and my arm is, like this part of my arm here is in front of the guitar and I'm kind of bending towards that. Apparently you can get a harmonic there without the 4th fret. I didn't know that. Okay. So yeah, you're in this position, bending down. So you don't have to move much. Your arm is already in reach to get to that. That's the reason you want that. Alright, back to this position. You should know. Oh yeah, okay. This part is kind of hard. But you're kind of doing the normal thing here. But once you get to this, let off every bass note. It's not worth keeping it. You're not going to hear it not being there for that long. So you're in this position, you're like, this part of your finger here should be on 1 on the B string. And try to make it legato as possible to get to 5 with the 4th finger. I know my hand looks weird here, but try not to tense your hand when doing this, so you can actually do it fast. And yeah, do this, and then 2 and 3 on 4 and 3 here. So you're there now. I think that's pretty self-explanatory there. So now we're back here, but instead of going to that position, we're still doing the one thing here where we're doing a slight bar. And instead of using the 3rd finger on the 4th fret, use the 4th finger on the 5th fret and go 1 more down. And this part is probably the hardest part, just because you have to do a little bit of a vertical leap with the 4th finger, making it go down to the B string. Can come off completely, I think. Sliding down with keeping tension is kind of hard here. And you can see, like, I had buzzing there, which I think is fine. It's kind of hard to avoid that. Now we're right here with the 5 here. We're ending this bar off differently. So slide down with a bar here. It goes all the way up to the A string, but not the E string. I find that makes it easier to play. It's going to be a little lopsided. It's kind of weird, but try to pull that off. You just come off when you're on 2 and 4. Let me pause there for a second. So these 4 bars here, that's the second part we focused on. It goes like this. Alright, so the next 4 bars, final 4 of this video. So this part, you're here, and then how I explained 2 and 4. Here's where the fingering is gonna matter on the right hand. So I think I'm doing P and A here, these 2 fingers, and then I'm doing, when I'm going back with 7, I'm doing pointer finger. And then it's A again. That's all that really matters. I think that's important. But forget the right hand now and just focus on the left hand. This part is really weird. I'm doing a little bar here, getting that at 13. And slide it down. So 2 and 3. So it goes like this. It's really hard to do that fast, but you'll want to practice it slow so you can learn how to do it. Then you have that open string there, and switch to 1 and 4, slide it down. And what I do here is, I like to get rid of tension by doing a rest stroke on the high E string here. Because usually I'm building tension here when I'm doing it kind of fast. P and M for the next part here. So we've got... I'm putting my finger on the G string here. I'm not plucking it, but I'm using that as a kind of anchor. I just realized I'm doing it to mute that open string after I play it. So it sounds a bit better doing that. Sliding down, and then 4, do 3 on the 10 there, and slide down with the 3 still there. It's pretty self-explanatory, I think. Now, do this bar, it's all the way across the entire fret of fret 5. The fingering here should be pointer finger and index finger, I and A. So you're doing that first. And then thumb for the 5 on the low E string. I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory if you look at the fingering on screen. 3 and 4 here, slide it down, so you're there. And then you're in this position. This might be kind of hard. Come off. Alright, now this last measure here. I feel like it's also kind of self-explanatory. What I like to do here though is this. I like to slow down the tempo and then add a little to that part, but it's supposed to just... Except I still slowed down the tempo there because I have a habit of doing that. Come off of the 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the A string. Once you get to that 3rd rhythmic event there. Because you're gonna hit it again with that. And then come off. So you're in that position. 3 goes here. So you can do that as well, or you can just do the 1. Or I like to do this and add a bit of vibrato. Anyways, that's the end of this video. Thank you for watching, and I hope this tutorial helped you. And if you want to learn the rest of it, it's on my Patreon. You can go there for like $1 for a PDF, $3 for the Guitar Pro tab. If you have Guitar Pro, which is like $60, or it might be like 40, I don't remember. But yeah, putting it all together, this is how it should sound. Kind of messed up a bit there, but it is what it is. I'm not perfect at it. I actually think this arrangement is pretty playable, despite me not being perfect at it. I think I'm still pretty good, and I've made a lot harder of arrangements in the past, so yeah. Yeah, thanks for watching, and if you want this tab, on my Patreon, yeah, and yep, that's it. I don't know how to end the video. I'm not good at that. I'm good at everything in between, but not the beginning and not the end. I'll just end it. Bye.